Hi. You know, in my years as a yoga therapist, I've often been puzzled. People seek out my services, they pay good money, they seem to find the program we set up for them sensible, and yet in some cases, they fall off the wagon a short way along. And maybe you can relate. It's hard to make change. It's hard to, even when you think you want it, it's hard to do it. So it's a new season. Fall is coming and it's time to set some new routines. Do you remember heading back to school, all those pristine notebooks, and for the first few days you carefully underlined everything and you did all the readings and it was a daunting undertaking to start a whole new school year and maybe commit to higher grades or tackle a new subject. And I don't know about you, but by November, there's no more underlining. I could barely keep my head above water a lot of times. So here, if maintaining that momentum, maintaining that motivation can be really, really hard, when we want to make change or tackle something new. So at the start of fall, let's talk about, here's the wisdom bomb, the exact spot where we go wrong. We don't allow for the way the habit brain works. Now, the habit brain runs the show most of the time. It's a very efficient way for us to get through life because the brain is a huge energy gobbler. And so when we want to take things out of our habitual way of doing things, it takes a lot more brain power. And that's why jumping full steam into a brand new project is so hard. We start by doing all the things, so perfect. And then life happens. The same old stuff keeps happening, and it just takes too much energy to sustain the change. So here's how to build momentum. That's what you start with, is momentum. 1, you choose a goal that reflects your values. So often a friend has achieved something, maybe losing some weight or whatever, and you're like, okay, I'm going to do what she did. Or you get a catalog in the mail and all the things look so exciting, you think, I'm going to learn Spanish or something. This is goals coming from outside of yourself, from society or something like that. You need to find the goals that come from your heart. That's what really will be what they call intrinsic motivation. And that's so knowing your values are important. Point 2, create a doable action plan. This means breaking down the goal or what you want to do, the change you want to make, into small steps. And that involves some thought. It doesn't happen automatically. Number 3, you got to execute the plan. So you made the doable action plan. Now you got to figure out a way to pull it off the shelf. How many beautiful plans and beautiful proposals are gathering dust out there? So you need to pull that off the shelf and you need to actually do it. For me, what really helps is when I have like the little micro step. This is what I'm working on this week to achieve the overall goal of change. In that little micro step might be I start putting a sticky note on my bathroom mirror so I remember to do such and such, or a reminder on my phone, or I talk to a friend and say, can you message me every day at 8 o'clock and tell me to get off the computer because I don't realize it's 8 o'clock at night and I need to have that downtime. So you execute the plan, you put it into real practical terms. And the 4th point, which is maybe the most important, is apply patience. Research shows that when we celebrate really small gains, small wins, this activates the reward centers in our brain. And the dopamine hit that happens in our brain gives us motivation to keep going. So we need to build in rewards for each tiny step forward. It's never not good enough. It's always amazing. Once you have this momentum, once you get this going, now you feel some motivation because of that dopamine hit in the brain. The key is to respect your habit brain. Make sure the goal is from your heart and then break down the steps into small changes. I hope this has been helpful. This is the kind of learning that I've been doing lately, and I'm really excited to share in the She Mindfulness program, which starts Sunday night. We still have 1 or 2 spaces available if you're thinking about it. I can put a link to get more information in the video comments underneath here. And I just want to finish by saying, how about yoga in general? How does it fit into this? Why is a yoga teacher, a yoga therapist talking about momentum and motivation? I'm talking about it because, yeah, my clients, my private clients, I think this is going to be a real game changer for them. But remember the bit about the habit brain? When we are experiencing stress, which is like deadlines at work, worry about family matters, financial pressures, too much noise in our environment, all this stuff stresses our system. The habit brain has to take over because the system is somewhat taxed dealing with the stress. If we could relax, there would be more resources to shunt over to learning a new habit or changing something. And yoga is all about shifting your brain to the more thoughtful, reflective, mindful portions of the brain. So to embrace all the potential of this new fall season, please consider joining one of our classes. And with us, you can practice the skills that you need to set up for success. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We'll talk soon.